Because she don't want to tell us her name.
What happened here? Well, if you're thinking to yourself that somebody obviously wanted to, let's just say, make a scene, then obviously you would be, in fact, correct. Now, before I get started on this, I want you guys to know two things. I'm going to try to get this video out a little bit later on this evening. I'm recording this video right before lunch on Tuesday, and of course, my goal is to have it out late tonight. Normally, I only post about one video a day now, and it's a little bit better edited, but I just kind of couldn't resist this one. I want to just go ahead and just kind of get this one out there, especially while it is this actually pretty dang on hot right now online. But let's talk about this situation. So here's the thing, and this right here is also number two. Why do you travel? Why do you buy a plane ticket? You obviously buy a plane ticket to fly somewhere because you want to save money on gas, or it's very, very possible that you can't drive that far. Maybe the drive is just too daggone far. I mean, if you had a decision to drive to Las Vegas, Nevada from, say, I don't know, maybe the middle of West Virginia, as opposed to flying to Las Vegas from the middle of West Virginia, I'm pretty sure you would choose to fly. The last thing you want to deal with is potential terrorist threats, any type of absolute nuisances, anything that, quite frankly, could wreck your trip because you obviously want to get there on time. Now, the thing about this, what I'm saying is this right here. Obviously, you're going to run into hiccups from time to time. Nobody's trip goes 100% perfectly. I mean, unless you've got like the absolute best luck in the world, it's probably not going to go 100% the way you want it to go. There's always going to be a hiccup somewhere. However, the last thing you want is for somebody to raise hell on a plane over something involving seating. So this lady here decided to sit near the exit. Now, I want to go ahead and say this. When you're on a plane and you're sitting near the exit, it's preferred that you have somebody there who's actually willing to help, just in case something actually happens. Like maybe if the plane has got something wrong with a mechanical issue, maybe it's something dire that could be actually causing that. And it's really, really odd considering that air travel has been coming up a lot recently, especially with this whole thing with Boeing and employees suddenly not wanting to remain alive. The thing is this right here. You obviously don't want to have to go through the nuisance, or you don't want to have to go through the problem that is an unruly passenger. Now, before we really look at this, I want to go ahead and say this. There are times when you do have a legitimate issue, or maybe there is a legitimate beef, or maybe the airline is a little bit annoying about the rules. However, the thing is this right here. If you're going to sit near the exit of the plane, you need to be willing to actually help out. That's something that the airline typically asks for, that if you are going to sit near the exit, if something actually happens, you need to be willing to help. You need to be willing to help people get off the plane. You need to be able, you basically just need, it's basically a common courtesy, okay? It's something that, quite frankly, everybody would want somebody to do. I mean, my God, if something was to happen on a plane, and you have a person at the exit who's not willing to assist you in getting out or assisting other customers who, quite frankly, don't want to get hurt, injured, or possibly die, then obviously having somebody of the nature of what you're about to see here is obviously going to be a problem, and these types of people are just completely inconsiderate. By the way, I need to go ahead and say this before I go any further. Why is this woman even near the exit to begin with? You see, the thing about planes is this here. You see, you buy a seat, and of course, you can get it online. Say if you go to Expedia or who knows, Kayak or whatever, and you get a plane ticket, chances are you're going to go ahead and get your seating assignment in. I personally think the seating assignment should happen at the airport itself, and it should be based upon height and weight standards, unless, of course, you're with family. This lady here should not have been anywhere near the exit. So let's just go ahead and take a look.
Yeah, she's talking to me. What is the problem? Because she don't want to tell us her name. Okay, well, you want to tell me to cut my music down so I can listen. Tell me that. A problem? What's the problem? We ain't got no problem with that. We understand we got to help people get off the plane and help Betty White if something happens. What's the problem? We agree. You wasting your breath. They gonna take this plane off the ground. That's my damn face. Did you ask her to agree? You ain't doing your job. Yeah. No nonsense going on. You better get out my basis what you need to do, Betty.
Okay, we're going to look at the rest of this here in a second. But Betty White, Betty White, love seeing you go straight to racism right away. I wonder what the hell could have caused that. You know, the emboldening of this. And by the way, that's going to be coming up later on this year. But think about this really quick. The lady doesn't want to get up. She doesn't want to leave. Okay, you have an unruly passenger. Now, I am of the mindset that if you have an unruly passenger, it's best to get them off the plane right then. If it come to find out that it was an actual legitimate gripe or legitimate issue, then maybe you could hook that person up with the next flight going out, if possible, or the next one that's available that's going to that area, and of course, maybe a stopping, if it's an actual legitimate issue. You see, you got people on this plane who are trying to get to work. And by the way, I forgot to mention, but this airport is actually Charlotte International. I'm from North Carolina. I've been to Charlotte International on multiple occasions. Charlotte International is what we call a connecting flight, meaning that you have a lot of people who are flying in and they're not staying overnight. You have a lot of people who are just simply waiting for the next plane. It's a very, very, very busy airport. So I'm pretty sure that there are people on this plane who needed to, I don't know, maybe get to their next business arrangement, place of work. Maybe they're traveling. It's possible that maybe you have, I don't know, maybe minor league ball players who had some family issues and they got to get to the next game. And of course, they got to take a flight that comes out of Charlotte. Like I said, it's a connecting airliner. It typically tends to filter to bigger airports, meaning that if you fly out of the place that I live at, chances are you're probably going to go to Charlotte first. And then from there, you'll go to Atlanta or Tampa or New York or Las Vegas or wherever the next airport, next station you're going to. It's a connecting airline. So obviously you've got people in this plane right now who need to get to their destination. They need to get to their destination as soon as possible. This lady should have already been removed from the plane and the flight should have went ahead and continued. I understand that that actually sucks to some people, but the point is this right here. This right here does not appear to be a legitimate beef on the lady's part. It appears to be more of a legitimate beef on the airline's part. We need you to get your fat ass up and we need you to get the hell out. I know she just said, well, we'll help people. No. You obviously said something earlier to somebody that gave the flight attendants the impression that you were not going to cooperate in case something happened, in case the shit hit the fan, which, of course, this video is probably going to get demonetized, but I had to say it anyways. This lady is already unruly. She should have been removed, immediately. But let's continue.
You ain't got to worry about two damn things. One black girl in here. Yeah. Girl. Relate? No. God. That lady came and asked us, we got witnesses, we all agreed. Didn't nobody tell?
Bring the flight attendant over
Yeah,
here.
because we all agreed, and everybody can witness that. And my grandson is getting off out of school, and his mama took a flight to Mexico, and I'm not getting on.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the couple passengers that we're asking to please be removed.
No, my grandson is 4 years old, and he's getting out of school.
It really was.
No, we all agreed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be underway here shortly.
Okay. Before somebody comes in here and says that you're racist or whatever, I want you to know something right now. I'm from Eastern North Carolina. I've been around people of color my entire life. This right here is a bad representation of people of color. There's also a lot of white people, actually, believe it or not, that are like this too. There are people of all races, shapes, and sizes that do exactly what this lady is doing. I can already tell right now by the way she's acting, she's not telling the truth. You see, I left that very, very beginning part in, if you guys paid very, very close attention, of the boy and the girl next to her just busting out laughing or whatnot. This right here is kind of how you know this lady's lying. She's just trying to make a scene so that way she can stay on the plane. She's holding up the entire ability. She's holding up the entire plane, people on the plane who need to get to a destination. People who, quite frankly, may have paid money to go on vacation. I mean, it is post-graduation from college. The date of today that I'm releasing this is on May the 21st. This incident, I believe, happened on May the 16th. There are people who are actually getting out of school, trying to travel, people who actually paid for trips. They would like to get there as safe and sound without any actual additional headaches. But once again, you can obviously see somebody's got to ruin it for everybody else. Let's continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be underway here shortly. We've got to take care of this issue here. Law enforcement will be arriving.
Really, your flight attendant
Disagree with her.
Accident, so
She is
sorry.
lying.
Please,
I'm going to ask you one more time, nicely, to get off. If not, we're going to board the plane and let the police go escort you on.
Well, I'm I'm calling my attorney because we didn't do anything wrong. The lady asked us to agree, and we did. We got a whole staff.
Ma'am,
We got a whole crew.
But we'll talk about it outside.
What are we getting divorced? My grandson is in Texas getting out of school.
That's fine, ma'am.
I
understand everything, but we'll have to step outside the air traffic and talk about it.
Sir, no, that's not legal. I'm getting my attorney on the phone.
Now, I'm not going to comment too much on what was said. You guys have pretty much already heard. She's gone to the whole, I got a family member graduating, getting out of school, even though college, of course, has officially ended just about everywhere. The point is this right here. You obviously see a guy in a yellow vest come over there, and then he eventually just walks off. Well, why the hell did he walk off? Because he knows the behavior that he's witnessing at this moment in time is something that, quite frankly, you cannot rationalize or deal with. This lady should have been picked up. She should have been yoked up right away. I mean, the minute the second stewardess came over there, the cops should have been called, which, by the way, they were. But they should have been up there a lot faster, and they should have had more police officers with her. They should have grabbed her, yoked her, pulled her off the plane, and arrested her and treated her as, well, I'm not going to say the actual words here on the YouTube because it might be a little bit too far. But the fact of the matter is, this woman right here should have been off the plane from the very, very start. I understand talking, trying to negotiate, but after like a minute or two, you got to get them off the plane. This incident, by the way, the recording of this incident is over 5 minutes long. And this right here, by the way, was done with edits, if you actually pay very close attention. Basically, what I'm saying is this incident went a lot longer than it needed to go, basically holding up everybody on the flight from getting to their destination. This woman should have been arrested. She, quite frankly, should be revoked from air travel, period. But let's continue.
I'm not. You're inconveniencing everybody else that you're I'm not getting off this. My grandson is getting out of school at 3 o'clock.
You should have been applying to the rules.
We applied to the rules.
Get off, get your bag, let's go.
We applied. Can I disagree to her? Everybody heard me. But I mean, I got a grandson that's getting out of school at 4 o'clock. But my grandson.
You have to book another flight. You might get there regardless, and neither are we if you don't get off at this flight.
That's why we're canceling. And you're not going to get there anyhow.
But I am not doing anything. I'm asking you. What crime did I commit?
Getting off the plane anyway, so we're either all getting off with you or you're getting off by yourself.
Number one, when she gets on the phone there, she's saying that she's calling her lawyer. She ain't got no lawyer. She ain't got no lawyer. She ain't got no money. This right here is just an attempt to try to make people think that you've got something they're not ready for. Basically, it's a fake out. She's trying to say, I'm going to sue you. I've called my lawyer. He's going to sue you. She ain't got a lawyer. All right, you guys obviously saw the cops coming up on the end. I'm actually surprised the people on the airplane hadn't started raising hell earlier. I want you to think about something really quick. If you are on a plane, let's just say you're the person who gets up, and it can be the most minuscule of things, okay? Just a slice of things, completely accidental. You know, maybe you tripped over something, maybe you stomped something, maybe you were a little bit too loud. If everybody on the plane is telling you to be quiet, there's probably a reason for that. I'm actually surprised that the plane itself, everybody who's flying, all the attendants on the plane, those who are traveling, I'm surprised they did not say something earlier. But let's watch this next part, because I'm pretty sure everybody's probably wondering, so what would end up happening? Would these people get to their destination? Would they eventually take off? Well, let's take a look. We got to clear the plane out because your fat ass wanted to make a scene. You got people who paid hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars to travel. You've also got people, by the way, and I did mention earlier that Charlotte is a connecting airline, meaning that there's people who are trying to get to their next destination from their first destination, and yet her fat ass decides that she wants to make a scene. Like I said before, this woman should have been kicked off the plane immediately. Should have been a negotiating. Pick her fat ass up, carry her off the plane, and do not allow her to fly ever again. It is pretty daggone obvious that her complaint was completely illegitimate. She's just making a scene to make it a scene. But there is some comedy in this because it is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to let this next part just kind of like run all the way through. And then I'm going to tell you what the hell is eventually going to happen in this society as a result of nonsense like what you just saw.
In handcuffs?
They got Rosa Parks in handcuffs?
They do.
Rosa, look at him. He's gonna fuck the whole flight up. Look at him. Keep a dumb ass off the flight. She got everybody off the flight because of her dumb ass. All game. Rosa Parks got a little bit of bread. She can fly these years. God damn. Came a long way from the bus. Yeah, look at him.
And her shirt say God on it.
She could have so bad. She made it crazy, bro. Look at him. They got their handcuffs. I ain't gonna lie, she won't go for a long time. Look at him. They got her with two cuffs on. Damn. That's crazy. They said what happened to her. She wouldn't give up her seat.
That guy says something about Rosa Parks. Let me play it again.
In handcuffs?
They got Rosa Parks in handcuffs?
They do.
Rosa, look at him. He's gonna fuck the whole flight up. Look at him. Keep a dumb ass off the flight. She got everybody off the flight because of her dumb ass. All game. Rosa Parks got a little bit of bread. She can fly these years. God damn. Came a long way from the bus. Yeah, look at him.
And her shirt say God on it.
She could have so bad. She made it crazy, bro. Look at him. They got their handcuffs. I ain't gonna lie, she won't go for a long time. Look at him. They got her with two cuffs on. Damn. That's crazy. They said what happened to her. She wouldn't give up her seat.
He says something about Rosa Parks, and then you got another girl in there saying, and she wearing a shirt that says God on it. The hilarity that you see from certain people. But I did tell you that there is going to be an end game to this, because you're going to see this happen more and more often, because obviously people have been emboldened. And for whatever reason, if you go to like X or Twitter, you find out that a lot of these people do this on plane flights. I have no idea why they do this. It's obviously a mental issue. It's obviously about attention, even if it's negative attention. But here's the problem, though. Here's the thing that you got to understand. When you make scenes like this, when you cause airlines to stop and unload passengers and then put them back on, you're costing them their livelihoods. Number one, you're costing them from maybe seeing family they're going to go see, they're flying to go see. You're also costing them their vacation, something that they quite frankly spent money on. You know, the hotel may have a rule that you got to get here by a certain amount of time before we, cancel your stay. You could also have a situation, like I mentioned earlier, where you've got people who've got to get to their next business meeting because some people have to actually work out of town. Maybe they have a job that, quite frankly, benefits them in ways they don't seem to know. Maybe if you work for a pharmaceutical company, or not big pharma, but a pharmaceutical company or a medical company, maybe something like that there. And obviously, this she doesn't exactly look like she's in great health, but then again, at the same time, she probably doesn't know that. She probably thinks she is in great health, body positivity, all that type of crap there. Probably unhealthy as hell. She's simply saying. And also, to go on top of this, you're causing people who paid for a flight, who paid for a ticket, paid hard-earned money for that ticket, you're causing discomfort in their day and in their lives. You did provide some comedy, of course, getting kicked off, because obviously you got some guys there in the airport terminal who are bringing up the fact that I guess that she's the next Rosa Parks while laughing at it, and somebody pointing out the absolute hilarity of the word God on her shirt. when it's pretty obvious that this woman is in fact godless. But to close this video out, let me tell you what's eventually going to happen as a result. You see, this woman got arrested, okay? She's probably going to scream, hem and haw, and say, you owe me, you did this because of racism, even though you had black people on the plane who wanted her off the plane, who were trying to get to their next destination, but that is obviously going to happen. You see, I did a video a long time ago about a woman in Walmart screaming, Walmart is racist. I'll try to link that video in the description box for you guys. It actually got like 4 or 5. It's one of the better performing videos on my channel. And the lady, of course, she eventually got arrested. She had to spend time in jail, all that type of stuff. And of course, you even had an incident to happen at Target where a woman tried to attack an employee. She got knocked the hell out in the process. And of course, she went to jail too, and she's now screaming racism. You see, after a while, what's going to happen is that people just are not going to care. They're not going to have any empathy for you, even if it's an actual legitimate issue. It could very, very well become one of those, the boy who cried wolf situation. Nobody is going to have anything to do with you. Nobody's going to want anything to do with you. And after a while, people aren't going to care. Yeah, there's a scene in the movie 2012, if you've ever actually seen it. So, by the way, I'm not advocating for anybody to do this or anything like that, but as the city of Los Angeles is completely destroying us, as it's absolutely, how do I say, coming apart, there's a funny scene involving 2 old ladies in a car who can't drive fast. They're just driving really slow, and they don't seem to know what the hell is going on. Well, John Cusack's character did not seem to care, and he just kind of flew right by them regardless because they were in the way. The old ladies died, of course, and it elicits a great reaction from those who are in the theater watching it because everybody's had to deal with some form of nuisance like that. Not trying to say anything about old ladies or anything like that, so don't think that I'm being anti-old people. I don't think that at all. What I'm saying is that people, at the end of the day, get tired of this. Imagine somebody in your face or somebody who's in your way that just won't get out of your way, and you're not the type of person to put your hands on somebody, but after a while, you're going to get fed up and you're going to blitz them because they won't get the hell out of your way. It's one of the many ways that they play victim or cry victim. However, if you've got somebody like, say, a police, which, by the way, their mutual combat doctrine does exist, after a while, even police officers are not going to be able to care, or they're not going to be willing to care for these people. These people crying, using the victim card, using the race card and stuff, eventually it's going to get them to a point to where they're not going to get any help at all because people are automatically going to expect negativity from these people because this very, very large, trashy woman has, for whatever reason, elevated herself as a representation to a whole community. And that right there is my final thought on this matter. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please share the video. Please sound off in the comment section. I'm going to try to have this video out on Tuesday evening. If I can't get it out on Tuesday evening, it'll be out on Wednesday evening with probably an additional video that I already had planned going out anyways. So make sure you guys stick around for all that, and I'll see you guys later.